Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're diving into, well, kind of a financial black hole for a lot of people. The just ridiculously high cost of your cell phone bill.
Mm.
I mean, if you feel like you're just paying a luxury tax to one of the big carriers every month, you're not wrong.
No, you're absolutely not. It's one of the biggest hidden drains on personal finance. We're talking AT&T, Verizon, T-Mobile, those main postpaid plans. They start at maybe $60 and easily go north of $100.
For one line. And the numbers are just staggering. Our data shows the average American family wastes something like $2,200 a year by sticking with these plans.
$2,200.
I mean, that's a lot of money. That's a mortgage payment or two for some people.
It is, and that's the problem we're here to solve today. We're going to do a deep dive on how to keep that cash by using what are called mobile virtual network operators, or MVNOs.
Right. And here's the hook, the really important part. MVNOs. They're smaller carriers, right? They don't own any cell towers.
No, instead they just lease access from the big guys. Verizon, T-Mobile, AT&T.
And then they resell that exact same service to you, just for a lot less. They cut the overhead, and, this is crucial, they cut the restrictive contracts that require a credit check.
Exactly. So today, we're going to walk you through how to bypass those credit checks, find the best MVNO for whatever network is strongest where you live, and give you some really concrete options.
For both the U.S. and Canada, especially if you're, a newcomer without an SSN or an established credit history.
Let's do it.
Okay, so let's start with that big gatekeeper credit. We have to talk about the difference between prepaid and postpaid because that's really the wall standing between most people and these huge savings.
It really is.
Yeah.
And the difference is all about who's taking on the risk. Postpaid plans, which are, what the big carriers always push on you.
The standard contract plan.
Right. They bill you at the end of the month.
Yeah.
So they're essentially giving you a line of credit for that month's service.
And because of that, they need to know if you're good for it.
Precisely. They need to run a pretty strict credit check. And for that, you need a Social Security number and SSN.
What if you don't have one? Like if you're new to the country?
Well, sometimes they'll accept an ITIN, an individual taxpayer identification number, but it's still a whole process. Postpaid is also how you finance a new phone or get those, bundled perks like a streaming service.
Okay, so if you want to bypass all of that, maybe you just landed in the U.S. or you just want to control your costs. What's the move?
You go prepaid. It's pretty much the necessary starting point for anyone focused on budget. It's the anti-credit model.
Because you pay in advance.
Exactly. You pay for your service up front. So there's no credit check needed at all. No SSN, no ITIN, nothing. You can walk in, pay with cash, and walk out with a working phone line.
That's powerful. But there are some practical steps, right? You can't just walk into any store. What do you actually need to do to get started?
First thing, and this is non-negotiable, you need an unlocked phone. If you bring your own device, it has to be unlocked from your old carrier.
Which you can check online, right? With the IMEI number?
Yep, on the new provider's website. If you don't have one, you'll have to buy a budget phone outright, something like a Motorola Moto G for, say, $150.
And buying it outright is how you avoid the financing, which is what triggers the credit check in the first place.
That's the key. Then you just buy a prepaid SIM kit. You can find them everywhere: Walmart, Target, Best Buy. It's super accessible.
Let's talk about a newer piece of tech here that makes this even easier. The eSIM.
Yeah.
How does that change the game, especially for someone who needs service like the second they land?
Oh, the eSIM is a total game changer. It's a digital SIM card that's already built into most modern phones.
So no little plastic card to deal with.
Right. You can buy and activate a plan completely online, instantly. You could literally be on the airport Wi-Fi, sign up for a plan, and have a U.S. or Canadian number before you even get to baggage claim. It's incredibly seamless.
Okay, so we've got the phone, we've bypassed the credit check. Now for the main event, the MVNOs themselves. Coverage is king. So which one you pick really depends on which major network is best in your area.
That's right, and our analysis points to 3 clear winners in the U.S. market, one for each major network.
Let's start with T-Mobile, which has the biggest 5G network. The top pick there is Mint Mobile, right?
Yeah, Mint is the value champion. Their unlimited plan starts at that famous $30 a month price.
And for that, you get a ton of data, right?
A ton. You get 35 gigabytes of premium high-speed data plus 10 gigs of hotspot data. It's a fantastic deal, especially since Mint is actually owned by T-Mobile now.
Okay, but there's a catch with that $30 price. You don't just pay $30 every month, do you?
No, and this is the most important thing to understand about Mint. To get that low price, you have to buy in bulk.
Meaning you pay for months at a time.
You have to pay for 3, 6, or 12 months all at once. So for that $30 rate, you're paying $360 upfront for the whole year.
That's a big chunk of change, especially for a newcomer. What about their 3-month trial offer? That seems more manageable.
It is, and that's how they get you in the door. The
Yeah.
price for the first 3 months is great, but if you don't renew for the full 12 months after that, the price jumps a lot. It can go up to $40, even $50 a month if you renew for a shorter term. You have to plan for that big renewal cost to really lock in the savings.
Okay, good to know. Let's move to Verizon's network, which is known for its massive 4G LTE coverage. The top pick there is Visible.
Visible is another standout, and like Mint, it's owned by its parent network, Verizon. Their unlimited plans start even lower at just $25 a month.
And Visible's big claim to fame is that unlimited mobile hotspot. But I have to push back on that a bit. On that base plan, isn't the speed capped at like 5 megabits per second?
It is. That's a fair point.
I mean, can you even do anything with that? Isn't that too slow for streaming or work?
You know, it depends. You're not going to be streaming 4K video on your laptop, for sure. But is it unusable? No. For checking email, for basic web browsing, streaming music, social media, 5 megabits is perfectly fine. It's about utility, not raw speed.
I see. So it's a utility feature, not a performance one.
Exactly. And for unlimited sharing at $25 a month, it's still an incredible value.
Okay, that makes sense. Finally, let's cover the AT&T network. Our
Yeah.
pick here is US Mobile.
US Mobile is probably the most flexible of the bunch. They're interesting because they actually let you choose from all 3 networks.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they call them Dark Star for AT&T, Warp for Verizon, and Lightspeed for T-Mobile. But their unlimited starter plan, which is also $25 a month, is a really strong offer on that AT&T network.
And what makes their $25 plan different from Visible's?
It really comes down to the premium data. With US Mobile, you get a really big chunk of high-priority, high-speed data before you'd ever experience any kind of slowdown. They really focus on performance. We've seen people switch from a $160 family plan on a major carrier to a $50 plan on US Mobile and notice zero difference in their day-to-day use.
That's incredible. That's the whole point of this. But, not everyone is a heavy data user. What if you just need a phone for talk and text and a tiny bit of data?
Then you'd actually be overpaying with a $25 unlimited plan. For total customization, Tillo Mobile is fantastic. They're on the T-Mobile network. You can build your own plan, and you can get just talk and text for as low as $5 a month.
And what about for, say, international travelers?
That's Google Fi, hands down. It's more expensive. Their premium plan is around $65. But it includes high-speed data in over 200 countries. If you travel a lot, it pays for itself almost immediately.
We should also mention the senior market, where customer service is often the top priority.
Absolutely. That's where consumer cellular excels. They're on the AT&T network. They're designed for the 50-plus crowd. And they even offer a 5% AARP discount. Simple plans, great support.
Okay, let's get into the fine print. The biggest technical trade-off with almost any MVNO is something called deprioritization. What is that, and what does it actually feel like to a user?
So deprioritization is the single biggest thing you're giving up for that lower price. Think of the network as a highway. The most expensive postpaid customers, they get to ride in the express lane.
So they get the fastest speeds no matter what.
Exactly. MVNO users, you're in the general traffic lanes. Most of the time, traffic is flowing smoothly and you'd never know the difference.
But when there's a traffic jam.
When the network gets congested, like you're at a concert, a football game, a busy airport, the cars in the express lane get through first. Your data speeds can slow way, way down.
So if I'm trying to upload an Instagram story from a crowded stadium, I might be out of luck, while the person next to me on a full-price Verizon plan is totally fine.
That is the perfect real-world example. It's a trade-off. Another thing to think about is, do you even need an unlimited plan? The average person uses just around 10 gigs of data a month.
So you could save even more money with a limited plan.
Way more. It's about matching your usage to the plan, not just grabbing the cheapest unlimited sticker price you see.
Before we move on, we should also mention there's a federal program for people with real financial need, right?
Yes, the Lifeline program. It's a federal program that helps low-income folks get discounted phone or internet service, especially if they're already on programs like Medicaid or SNAP. It's a critical safety net.
Okay, so we have a really solid plan for the US. But this whole dynamic, it's not unique to the US. Let's look north and see how this plays out in Canada.
The situation in Canada is arguably even tougher for consumers. You have three massive companies, Rogers, Bell, and TELUS, that control almost the entire market.
Less competition means higher prices.
Much higher. Canadian mobile prices are consistently among the highest in the developed world. And for a newcomer, the credit problem is exactly the same as in the U.S.
So MVNOs are even more essential there. Who are the key players?
Well, just like in the U.S., many of the best MVNOs are actually owned by the big guys. They're called flanker brands. For a newcomer, Fido, which is owned by Rogers, is probably the best bet. They often have promotions like 20 gigs of data for around $45 with no credit check.
$45 sounds high compared to the US, but I'm guessing that's a steal in Canada.
It's a huge discount. For the absolute cheapest option, you'd look at Lucky Mobile. It runs on Bell's network, and you can get about 5 gigs of data for $25 a month. Solid, reliable, no credit check.
And for that easy eSIM setup we talked about for instant activation.
That would be Public Mobile, which is TELUS's brand. They are all about digital. You can get a plan, say 20 gigs of 5G data for $34 and activate it entirely through their app. Perfect for someone who wants to be online the moment they arrive.
And what about building credit? Does using a prepaid plan in Canada hurt your ability to do that long term?
It's the same situation. Prepaid is your entry point. It gets you connected.
Yeah.
But it does not report to the credit bureaus. So once you're settled, you will want to move to a postpaid plan to start building that all-important credit history.
So if we just boil this all down, the main takeaway seems to be that you don't have to pay a premium for premium coverage.
Not at all. The MVNO world gives you a direct path to the exact same networks for a fraction of the cost. All you have to decide is which network you prefer and how much data you actually use, not what your credit score is.
That $2,200 savings figure is real, and it's accessible right now.
It is. Whether you're new to the country or just tired of overpaying, the answer is the prepaid MVNO model. Carriers like Visible, US Mobile, and Mint have proven that $25 to $30 a month gets you a high-quality, unlimited connection.
So this whole deep dive, it really opens up a bigger question for you, the listener. We've just shown that in the cell phone industry, there's a kind of virtual alternative that can cut your bill by more than half.
Which leads to a really provocative thought. If you can save that much money by finding the virtual operator in telecom,
What other huge monthly bills are you paying where a similar, leaner virtual equivalent is just waiting to be discovered?
what system are you still overpaying into simply because you haven't looked for the alternative yet? That's the thought we'll leave you with.